the craft table. I'm your host, Dorian Skioka of GenkiStamper.com, and today we're going to make this mini card. It's a little thank you card, and we're going to make that with just a few tools today. On top of that, I'm going to put my background of early espresso paper. But before I tape that down, I'm going to use my Scallop Punch, and I'm going to cut a scallop out of the center. And the reason I can do that is because I'm going to be covering it up with the early espresso, and we won't even know that I cut that out. So I'm going to take, this is an old school Stampin' Up! Punch, but I love it, so I'm going to use it. I'm going to punch out a blossom out of the middle. So I've got my scallop circle here. I'm going to punch it out. There we go. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be taping that down with some snail adhesive. Whoops, gotta open it up, that helps. Tape it down with some snail. Center it there. Okay, now this is gonna get covered up, so don't worry about that. I'm gonna take my piece of early espresso, oops, and I'm going to tape that down. It looks like that early espresso piece is just a little bit too big, so I'm gonna take my scissors and just trim it a little bit. Okay, don't have to be perfect, just have to be pretty. So there, that is quite a bit better. So I'm going to take my early espresso, tape that down with some snail. Okay. Now I'm going to take a small piece of designer series paper, and I'm going to tape that down as well. Like so. Okay. And then I have my scallop circle here. I'm going to fold it to make a blossom like the one I have here. Okay. So I'm just going to fold it into thirds. I'm going to flip it over because I want this to be on the inside. I just want it to peek out a little bit so you can see a hint of this that matches with the background. So I'm just going to fold it into thirds like that. Open that up. Fold it, crease it with my fingers, and then there you go. You know, I'm going to see if I like this better. Oh yeah, I think I like that a little bit better. Okay, so now I have a little blossom that I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to tape right there. Easy way to make a flower. Just use a circle. Okay, now I've taped it down. Now I'm going to make these petals, and to do that I'm going to use a piece of just very vanilla, just leftover scrap, and I'm going to take my early espresso ink, use that, and I'm going to use two stamps. I'm going to use the thanks stamp and the friend stamp, and these came from the Fabulous Phrases stamp set. Okay, lots of phrases there, as you can see. So you can use anything you want to. I just wanted to make another thank you card. So what I'm going to do is get nice and inky over here. Okay, and then I'm going to stamp it on my piece, my little scrap piece. There's thanks, friend, cute, cute. And now I'm going to turn that into two leaves, and you could just draw it if you want to, but I think I can eyeball it pretty well. So I'm just going to cut some leaves, and they don't have to be perfect. They don't have to be exact leaf shapes. I'm just making like a teardrop shape like that, and then I'm gonna just cut off the end. Okay. So I've got a leaf-ish shape. It doesn't have to be leaf perfect. Leaf-ish. Okay. And I'm going to do the same thing with the thanks. Just going to cut kind of a teardrop shape. Around the phrase. Okay, and then there I go. I'm going to get my scraps out of the way. Now I have thanks friend, but as you'll notice, this is green. The leaves here are green. These leaves are very vanilla still. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take my old olive ink, and I'm going to take a sponge. Okay, so I have a sponge here. I'm going to take my old olive ink and a sponge, and I'm going to change the color of this. But before I do that, I want to give it some veins. This is just a way to make it just a little bit cuter, just a little bit more leafish. So what I have here is the Stampin' Pierce mat. This is the Stampin' Pierce mat that you would get with the paper piercer. And I'm going to take my phrases here and put them on top, and I'm going to use the Simply Scored stylus. Okay, it has two ends. It has a larger end, it has a smaller end, and I'm going to use one of the ends, and I'm just going to draw those little veins that are in the middle of the leaf. You know what they are, little veiny things. Okay, it doesn't have to be perfect. It just want it to look leafish. Okay, so draw the veins. And then there you're done. Now this part is completely not necessary. It will look cute without veins. I'm just a little bit of a perfectionist, and I just like to go above and beyond sometimes. So I drew my veins on there, and you'll start to see them a little bit more when I color the paper. So I'm going to take some old olive with my sponge. I got it. You can hardly even see it on there, but it's on there. Trust me. And then I'm going to do a circling motion, and I'm going to spread that on there. See? Yeah, more is getting on my background than on my put it to the side. And now I am ready to tape them down. Now on my card, I decided that I wanted the thanks to go on top, friend to go on bottom. So I'm gonna go ahead and kind of eyeball it where I want it to go. Oh, that looks cute, isn't that sweet? So I'm gonna take some snail. I'm gonna put it on the end, about halfway to the end, get nice and tapey and gooey, and then I'm going to go ahead and adhere it, and then I'm going to flip the end up just a little bit, give it a little bit of a curl there, so it looks like a leaf is just coming right off the page. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing with the thanks. Tape it just a little bit on the end, not the whole thing, because I don't want it to lie down flat. I want it to flip out a little bit. Flip out. Come on, little leaf, flip out. All right, so now I've got my leaves on there. But I don't particularly like the look of this right here, this area. It just looks unfinished. So I'm going to take a button, and this is just a little flower button from the Neutral Designer buttons, a little package of buttons. Comes like this. You get a whole bunch of buttons in there. So I took a button, and then I took a piece of twine. It's called linen thread. Looks like twine, but it's called linen thread. And I took a little piece and I just tied it and made a knot, because I'm not really all that great with bows. So I'm going to take that and then put a glue dot on the back. Look at my glue dots here. Put a glue dot on the back. Glue dotty. You know what? I might just go get crazy and add 2. Just to make sure that it stays there. And now I'm going to put that right there in that place I really did not care for, where it was all meeting. It kind of looked a little bit unfinished. And I put my flower there. And then there we go. Cute, huh? So just to finish up, fold my card in half. And then there you go. You have your 3-inch mini blossom thank you friend card. So thanks for joining me today here at my craft table, and I hope to see you again soon. Thanks. Bye-bye.